Yesterday, I read my diary live on air while I recorded my podcast. What was I thinking? I don't know. Maybe I wasn't. My name is Coach Bruce. I'm a life coach for ADHD parents. I It's not really a diary. It is my journal, my stack. It is where I work through my problems, but it is definitely my most intimate thoughts and secrets, and I read them live on air. Why did I do this? I podcasted with a very, very loose plan because I've been off my ADHD medication for a while now. And some of the planning skills that I had in doing podcasting, I hadn't been keeping up with because I'd had batch recorded episodes for weeks. As I've gone back into the process of reigniting my podcast, I just wasn't familiar with my same strategies and tactics to keep up with my podcasting. Excuses aside, I persist. So I came up with a plan. I am just going to come up with a loose framework and get on and record and see how it goes. I learned some pretty insightful data from doing that, and that's what I'm going to go over here today is the benefits of being impulsive for creating content. Like, that's what I did. So what I learned is that I've been muting myself for so long, like in trying to create the perfect scripts and trying to write content in a way that made me, that I felt like I was delivering who I am to the end user. I was turning myself way the fuck down. Like, everybody who I know who's actually been honest with me has said, yeah, your content doesn't really feel like what it's like to sit in a room with you. And that is the problem. I understand now why you don't interact with me online, because I don't seem very fun. I don't seem very cool. I don't seem that interesting because I've been trying to stick to a script and it has been killing my soul. It has been making me feel diluted and watered down for as long as I can remember. But I kept sticking to it because I wanted to feel and sound professional. And I can be as professional as the day is long, and it doesn't fucking matter. Like, the person that I am, the person that I want to be for my clients is a person of unbridled creativity and impulsivity. The reason why I am such a good life coach and consultant is because I'm a fucking problem solver. I'm a person who looks at things from different perspectives. I'm a person who shows up, and I'm reliably always there, and I'm loyal to a fault. But also, I'm never going to approach a situation the same way in repeated times. I'm always going to come back and give it different looks. And what I've been doing is doing the same thing over and over again that didn't feel natural. Like, that's wild. The thing that I do for my clients, I would not do for myself. I kept showing up in a way that didn't work, expecting it to work. That's the definition of insanity. So, in doing my content in such a scripted way, it has been really damaging me because I haven't been spending the time sharpening my skills, presenting who I actually am to the audience, and I'm done with that. So the podcast will be very much so unscripted heretofore, and it'll be a little interesting to see how that goes whenever I've got guests on, like starting this Saturday where I'll be recording with my first guest of season 2. But I'm really excited to just work on like setting up frameworks, having very loose ideas that I want to explore, and just digging into them, getting in and out, and keeping the conversation on track. And then, much quicker, much faster. And I think like low drag, high speed. That's what we're going for from here on out. Another thing that I learned is I am the impulsive parent. All of these things that I have been trying to serve, it's not me. Like, I am the impulsive parent. Like, that is what is the strongest about me, is being able to take that impulsivity and use it as my superpower. And I had to unlock this superpower, just like you have to unlock ADHD as a superpower. When you get it, it's raw, unfocused power. You have to turn it into something positive. The same goes with impulsivity. I unlocked that power by just learning to be brutally honest and tell the truth. That is the first step. Secondly, I figured out that if I didn't have confidence in myself, if I didn't trust my inner voice, then that impulsivity was always going to be misguided because I would be questioning and doubting what I was trying to do with it. And then lastly, I have to live by a code. If I'm not living by a code that guides my actions, even in being impulsive, if my code is to tell the fucking truth, if I'm feeling compulsed to do something that I'm gonna lie about later, I'm gonna say that's not my inner voice telling me to do that. That's like an intrusive thought, or it's me doubting myself again, or it's me having a negative self-doubt moment, and I'm not gonna do that. That code is such an important piece to being able to keep the impulsivity relevant to moving towards your goals. So that was something I figured out yesterday, is that I am the impulsive parent and I need to be that. Like, I need to be who I am and stop trying to be something else. Also, I learned that I thrive in chaos as long as it's controlled. So this is the perfect situation in which I created a chaos controlled environment, or a controlled chaos environment. It's my podcast. I get to decide the conditions in which I record in. I get to set the frames, and then I just let loose and did whatever the fuck I wanted to do. And in that, it was awesome. I enjoyed myself. I think I created some really good content. And I think that people who listen to it will really enjoy it and find a lot of value in it. And I also got to get some stuff off of my chest, because telling the truth has become absolutely addictive to me. Like, I really like telling these deep, dark secrets. I like sharing these things that I've learned in my starting, being seated out of my darkest moments, being able to share those things and see the insights of my darkest moments be shared with the multitudes of fan that I have was really enriching for me. So I will continue to do that on days when I don't have guest booked for my podcast. I will be, reaching into my stacks or my digital journal, and I will be just pulling out random stuff to share with whomever is listening, because I think there's a lot of really insightful stuff in there. It's basically my personal scripture. They're my conversations about and with God, and I think that they're extremely powerful. And if you don't think so, you can move right on. So, deuces. And all of this is important for you, because if you don't know anything about yourself, if you don't know what you want, if you can tell something is missing, it's probably because you don't listen to you either. I was not listening to me, and it left me in a place that felt completely powerless. I felt completely purposeless. Whenever I started to trust and listen to my inner voice, it unlocked a new level of power. And that is what I do for people. I help them realign with their inner voice. I help them find their inner voice. For many people, you have to separate it out from the ADHD negative self-talk that exists in there, and find the real person who is actually there to serve you. But it's in there. It's in there for everybody. You just have to, clear some of the gunk out of your brain. And that's what I help people do. And what I want to say to you is, if you are living this ultra controlled life thinking that it will eventually deliver you what you want, you are dead fucking wrong, my friend. It is never going to be what you want. The life that you want is supposed to be what you're living now. The life that you are living for is supposed to be now. It is the process that is the goal. It is the living and expanding that will make you enjoy the long term. If you are forever putting something away for what is in the future, you are never going to fucking catch it. And I encourage you to stop waiting for that thing to happen, because it's not going to happen. The life that you are wanting to live, the life that is going to enrich you and give you the purpose and fulfillment that you desire, is the one that you take with your own two fucking hands and get it right now. And that is by making decisions. That is by owning a powerful yes and owning a powerful no, and controlling your own fucking destiny. It is by saying, I don't know how to do that, but I want to get help. That is the people that have told me that, they have taken their destiny in their own two hands by saying, I want help. Some people think that submitting to help is weak, but it is actually the most powerful fucking thing you can do. Once you invite somebody else into your problems and submit to getting help, you are telling the truth. And where there is truth, there is God. And God is the most powerful being that you can have in your problems. So ask for help, tell the truth, get what you need, and live the life you deserve right fucking now. Do not wait. The end.